Now, I have a Faustian bargain with myself this evening. I don't intend to stream too long. Uh, Last night was long. Babies did not sleep. I was up quite most of the night. Long, very long day with the big kids at home, so I have very little energy. Nurgle's brain rot continues to infect me, so I've got to deal with myself. I got to get through this level here. Uh, and then I can talk about more Deathguard shit on the fourth one, because the fourth one is an absolute train wreck. Like, you thought this level was annoying. Oh man, you ain't seen nothing yet. So yeah, I cannot talk about 40k or Deathguard until I'm through this level. Okay, there was one. Oh ho ho, almost knocked me off. There we go. Oh boy, you know what that means, children. We get to talk about Deathguard. Okay, Deathguard. So, last time we talked about it, I was kind of, unsure about some things. Oh, I love this music, goddamn. Immediately makes me think of, fucking Circle of the Moon. This is just a fun level. I love this level. Or this area of this level, not this whole fucking level. This whole fucking level can fucking choke on a bag of dicks. Oh, the skull follows you. Okay. So... Where do I begin here? Where did I leave off? I was talking about... God, what the fuck was I on about? I was like... I literally rambled incoherently for 30 minutes about the Deathguard. Let me just talk about the things I've been thinking about this last couple of days, because yesterday I just kind of sat around with a spreadsheet and theory crafted. And then today I've kind of been working on that a little bit more. So the cool thing about the Deathguard is you have like 8 characters you can attach to a Plague Marine squad, and you look at that guy. Get out of here, man! Get out of here. You can choose up to 2. Yep, it's this time. It's time for the fucking platforms again. But it's really hard to pick out which 2. And I think I talked about the Surgeon. Oh, it's this shit. Okay, like... I don't know how to describe this, but as soon as you make that jump, you have to, like, mash jump again, or Simon will not jump a second time, and he just falls right in the pit. This shit is infuriating. Oh, like that. See, I was mashing A. And I had talked a few times, like, I've done some Twitter threads about, I think particularly about, it was the, Thong Dong Thingamabong, Combat Patrol Box, and whether it was a decent buy or not. I still think it's a pretty decent buy, but I mostly pointed out that there was a spare set of Poxwalkers that didn't have anything really to do with them, because you get 30, and you can have up to 20 in a squad, which you can then attach that Typhus to that squad. But you can't do it with the other spare 10. So they really just kind of like I guess, screening or decoys or whatever. Were you gonna come out? It's not. And then I also talked about the Bioplague's Purifier, which at the time I didn't really see him as that good. He's a close ranged fighter. He gets grenades, which is like, it's a flamer except it's not, it doesn't have torrents or anti-infantry. And you still have to make a, fucking ass. Such a fun level. So great. But wait a minute, you know what? Hold on. If we game over again, I need to look at something. But his abilities were, he gets a free grenade stratagem use once per game. For the whole fucking game, not for a turn, not for a battle round, once per game. God, that guy never gets me. And it's a 0 CP use. And then the other thing is he gives his squad lethal weapons. And makes lethal weapons hit on a 5-up instead of 6-up. Now, if this was like regular ass Chaos Marines, that would be pretty good. Except these are Plague Marines, and most of their weapons already have. They've already got lethal hits on them to begin with, you know, so it seems kind of redundant. And then I had like this fucking just absolute brain yacht idea where I started like, god damn it, categorizing the leaders based on what weapons. I fucking hate that skeleton. Based on what weapons they have, and what they like, where they best be suited, like ranged or melee or whatever. And I had this absolutely stupid idea, and I realize it now, where I looked at his grenade range. I cannot make that fucking jump for the life of me anymore. Okay, let's just continue, see if I get it. Oh yeah, we do get it, okay. We're gonna resave. It doesn't really matter since we haven't gotten to a new area anyway. God, I keep losing my train of thought. Okay, so I looked at the Bioplague's Purifier and said, okay, Plague bolt guns, Plague bolters, they already got lethal hits. They're not going to need lethal hits. Plague knives and bubonic weapons and heavy plague weapons all have lethal hits too. They don't need anything for melee. The only things that don't get lethal hits are the melta and plasma guns and plasma pistol, and the flamer, the sprayer guns. So the plague spewer, plague belcher, all of those. And so I started getting to thinking, it's like, hey, what if you put lethal hits on the plague guns? Wouldn't that be really cool? And I like persisted with like this idea that the plague, the purifier is like the best thing. Come on, jump down here. I know you want to. Yeah, there you go. Is the best possible leader for Plague Marines. Okay, here we go. I gotta... There we go. There we go. Got it. Ho ho ho. I'm not even sorry. Not even fucking sorry for a minute. He would be best if you just take, like, it doesn't matter, like, because everything I've been thinking about is if you fight a tank, and I think I talked about, like, we picked out a Predator tank, as the example because it had, 10 toughness and a 3-up armor save. Fuck. I forgot about this part. Oh man, my bag of money. He's at a weird angle. I might as well get it. Let me fucking try and sit up here. So yeah, like, the thought was, attach this guy, give the Plague Marines as many sprayers as they can, and when you get them within 12 inches of the target, you would get like 24 odd shots off, not counting the bolt guns. Of these sprays, and eventually something will punch through and kill this tank. And then later on, I had the realization, wait a minute, lethal hits doesn't work because they just skip the hit round. It automatically hits. What was I thinking? So yeah, for that particular setup, the purifier is not very good. But what he is really good is if you take plasma guns and melta guns. Because those don't have lethal hits, but you can actually use them really well, especially if you take a Chaos Lord, and he lets you reroll hits of 1. So, you're looking for 5, 6s, and 1s, and that's like half your dice right there. That's a really easy thing to get, especially for that Melta. If you can even get him within 6 and you get that extra 2 damage, instead of just a d6 be d6 plus 2, you can take 2 melta-guns in a squad. The big thing about the Plague Marines is you need to have a squad of 10, because their setup, their war gear options are really kind of janky, and I think to me they look outdated. Like, they look like the beginning of 10th edition, when there's been a whole bunch of erratas that kind of like specify and fix things, and it seems to me like they just don't really care if these are broken. But you can take, basically, you get 1 of everything per 5 models. 1 heavy melee weapon, 1 bubonic blades, 1 special weapon, 1 plant launcher, and 1 plague spear, I think it is. It's either the spear or the belcher. I think it's the spear. So if you take 10, you get 2 of everything. And you're not going to use everything depending on how the squad's set up, but you can take 2 meltas, you can take 3 plasma guns actually, because you can take 1 with the squad leader too. And then, like, whatever you're not using, those 2 blight launchers are just a general, like, lateral upgrade to the bolt gun. It's still lethal hits, still 2 attacks, but it's 6 strength, -1 AP, 2 damage. So those really go a long way for rounding out what you're looking for. Okay, time to shut up and actually concentrate, because this is where shit really hits the fucking road here. So the cool thing about the Plague Marines is you can actually have a full set of, you have a full army of them. Yeah. Love this room. It's so fun. Such a great room. Um, you can have like 4 squads completely set up entirely differently. You can have like 1 melee, 1 close range spray, 1 close range meltas, and then like either a one for grabbing objectives. Oh, where the fuck am I supposed to? And then if you give them like, and they can all have 2 leaders. You can have like 8 co-leaders and then 4 rhinos for them to ride in. God, I fucking memorized the pattern for this. I thought I did. Because it's just such a pain in the ass. If you keep them all together and shove them forward as a general unit, I think you could be pretty decent. Like, as long as they all go in the exact same direction. Where I see a lot of people get hung up with Plague Marines is they like to try and keep them behind cover, which I don't think really is conducive to how they work, especially with that, their strategy, and they've also got, there's a strategy that puts them at stealth, which should help keep them alive, and then, there's also some kind of smoke machine that can't really go with you in a rhino, but you could, like, deploy it forward or something. God, I'm whiffing all of this. God damn it. It really strikes me like the way mechanized units are actually set up is the IFV is part of the unit. So it's not like a battle taxi where like as soon as people get out it's gonna like skitter off and find its next fare. You know, like it's every bit part of the leader's considerations and tactical shit, you know, so it's like, I don't know. It may sound unfair, but I wouldn't mind if the Rhino also was considered part of the unit in 40k, and also got, like, some of the bonuses, whatever those may be. I had a thought, though, that I felt like would counteract that. I think it was, yeah, if it's part of the unit, that's fine, but it also has to stay in unit coherency with the unit, so if your Rhino doodles off 3 inches away from your squad, it's considered out and then destroyed, you know? And maybe that would be like something people actually have to consider then, and may give them a reason to second guess whether they actually need a Rhino, or it would be more a waste than it's worth. Because right now, Rhinos are cheap enough and have usually like two bolters of some kind, and Chaos ones have a Havoc launcher. So it would be an even bigger reason to keep it around, on top of the fact that they can just heal, you know, should they survive the turn. Makes them really hard to kill. Or at least most factions, anyway. At least for Deathguard, anyway. I was doing so good there. I had the pattern. I had the pattern. Fuck. Because right now there's really no point not to. They're like 75 points for 11 extra wounds, 10 toughness, a chance that they could, if you run them into the enemy, they could explode. They can actually keep enemy infantry tied up while still being able to shoot over them. So instead of the old thing of using melee units or cheap melee units to tie up a vehicle. Now it's a vehicle tying up the melee units. Which is funnier than sin. There we go. God, fuck that area. It just never ends with this place. I was also thinking, like, I made some absolute bullshit statement. Great. Of, like, I said the Deathguard were missing some key things, and then I couldn't for the life of me remember what those things were, so I just kind of, like, I don't know, I garbled, you know. But surprisingly, after a good night's sleep, I was able to actually kind of think of some things they're missing, like Possessed. They don't have tech marines of any kind, like, not even like, just like fucking space marine ass tech marine, but like just literally anyone who can work on their fucking vehicles. Though I guess if you're making the argument for chaos, like, those vehicles are probably more beast than machine, or demon than machine at that point. What's going on with the fucking walls back there, speaking of flesh holes? They look like fleshy. Are they supposed to be doors? I don't know. Oh, they are supposed to be doors. That's what a skeleton's popping out. From the exact same spot. I don't know if I should save here or not. I'm gonna say no. I think I can get through that area. A bat. My army's slain by a bat. I figure I can get through that area a little bit easier than that. I remember, this is like a fucking Mario World Shrek right here. Kind of easy to program a labyrinth if all the walls are moving. Come on. But they don't have raptors, which is kind of an interesting idea, because, like, conventionally you're thinking, oh yeah, of course they don't have raptors. They're a bunch of fat fucks. But, like, really, you don't need to be that light. Like, if you already have like you have our marines and power armor flying on jetpacks, the whole weight issue's kind of already gone out the window. Like, it's either you take Raptor's armor save and toughness away to kind of compensate for that lack of anything. I don't know where I'm going, by the way. This place actually is a maze. Or you just don't fucking worry about the power issue. And if that's the case, Plague Marines should be fine. You know, they're big and slow and stompy, but they're not they're not actually going anywhere, walking. They're just kind of launching themselves. And if you really think about that as a context of, oh no, of, it's gonna start at the beginning of the whole thing, isn't it? Yeah, no, see, this is why we're fucking using these saves. Oh, I could have definitely gotten through this area better. This is fucking... They're just fucking skeletons. They're just fucking skeletons. Why am I having so much trouble with them? Get the fuck out of here. God damn. Train of thoughts all over the fucking place. Yeah. If you think about a jetpack powered Plague Marine as an analog to a goddamn Scud missile, you know, a WMD chemical warhead flying through the air, then they should really be, like, welcoming to the idea. More than anything, get the fuck out of my face, man. So they don't have raptors, they don't have possessed, they don't have any analog for mutilators or obliterators. And it's like, I don't mind the fucking Black Marines having any of this shit. I'll save here. That was a pretty decent one. Like, I understand armies need to play uniquely, and that can mean different setups or different different units being available. But some of the functions, like the functionality is being lost just because they're lacking in several things, you know, like if the Plague Marines don't get Raptors, fine, they don't get Raptors, but give them something slightly faster, give them fucking fairy-ass bug wings, and let them flit around like fat fucking fart fairies or something. You know, I don't like this fucking room, man. Oh, I don't like this room, man. Oh, fuck, I remember that one. I will say one thing, though. I mean, this is like, I should have probably started the whole Plague Marine thing. I ran some preliminary numbers, just with a fucking dice roller. And I found that compared to just taking bolt guns and omitting the two, the Purifier and the Chaos Lord, letting you re-roll and get me out of here, get me out of here, get the fuck out of here, you little shit. Like, if you take the Meltagun, two Meltaguns, the Purifier, and the Chaos Lord, you actually stand a pretty decent chance of killing a Predator, or a 10 toughness, 3-up armor save vehicle, or whatever. I need to do some more tests for that. Like, it's not exactly a perfect science. But, you know, it's getting there. Like, so the sprayers were able to kill the Predator with the one-run test I ran. Just taking plague guns or plague bolters did not kill it. Two meltaguns did kill it, and then 3 sets of heavy weapons and bubonic melee weapons, I think, killed it too. Okay, don't get anything. Fuck, man, I thought I got something nice for that. So just a regular set of Plague Knights with 2 of the right, 2 of the right characters can absolutely kill a tank. So, like, that malarkey about Death Knight being too weak or whatever, no, don't believe that. I definitely don't. I think that, like, really a lot of this, like, came to pass. Like, I was just like, I had one video pulled up, like, some guy had, like, recommendations for Death Knight, like an army list, and, like, he started off with saying, like, you need Mortarion, like, there's no reason not to have him. And I was like, okay, man, like, normally I can abide when people make such recommendations, like, if the hobby is in fact like, you know, something kind of inexpensive, or like with Yu-Gi-Oh, like you got the people who want to try and play live and all that shit, may throw down a couple hundred for a card, or you got like people who might play digitally, you know, and just like play with whatever. What the fuck's going on in this place? But for like 40k, I don't. That doesn't sit well with me. If you're going to try and like tell people that this $150, $160 odd fucking model is necessary to your shit, to your whole list functioning. You know, like, sure, he may be good, but I can't tell you how many fucking battle reports I've watched Mortarion just absolutely bite it immediately for no other reason than he is the biggest, swingiest, dickest, and the enemy immediately targeted them with everything they had that was AP.